Hello, welcome back to Coffin Up Stitches. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the cardigan that I've been showing you in my whips for the last couple of Wednesdays. Today I am using a thicker yarn. It's the same color, red. This is by Red Heart. It is, oh, I can't remember what kind it is, but I'm pretty sure it's by Red Heart. It could be Line Brand, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's Red Heart. It's just a thicker yarn. This is a size 6. I've been using a size 4. So with the size 6 today, I am going to be using a L 8mm hook. I get that in focus. There you go. An L 8mm hook with this size 6. With the cardigan that I'm making, I was using a J. But this is just a really simple step. This is just going to show you how to do the body of it, and then I'll have one for the arms, and then I'll have one to finish it off with the trim that I'm going to use. So what you want to do is get you a measuring tape, and you want to measure from your shoulder down to like the top of your jeans, if that's where you want it to land at, or your hip or middle of your thigh. I measured mine to about the middle of my thigh because I want it to be really like cozy blanket type cardigan for myself to wear around the house because I stay cold in the house all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. This is gonna be a quick video. Just do a slip knot, pull that through. I like to stick my hook in there just because then that way I can tighten it down around the biggest part of the hook that I'm using. Then that way I can make sure that I guess you would call this the eye of the hook or whatever can go through that pretty easy. But I'm just going to do a sample stitch here. When you measure from your shoulder down to how long you want it to be, that's how long you need your chain to be. I'm just going to do 10 because I'm just going to show you guys like how to get it started and how to do it. So I'm just going to chain 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then you want to chain 1 more because this is going to be a single crochet in the back stitch only. So chain 1 more. And I always put my thumb right there what chain I'm going to go into, whether it be if I'm chaining 4 more and then going back. I always put my thumb in the one I'm going to go back to. So you're just going to stick your hook in there, grab the yarn, pull it through to where you have 2 loops on your hook. And then you're going to wrap your yarn and pull through 2. Oh, and this yarn does split. So if you happen to get this particular type of yarn, just beware it does split. So if you don't want it to split, I wouldn't get this kind. And you're just going to do that all the way down. And I was doing a double crochet, so don't mind me. I was not thinking. I've got another project going where it's double crochet all the way through, and guess I was thinking about it. So single crochet all the way down until you get to the end of your chain. And since I've only got 10, it won't take me long, obviously. But like I said, you're going to go, the length of your chain is going to depend on what you measured from your shoulder down to either your top of your jeans. Here I am again doing another double crochet. Crystal, get your head out of the clouds. Whether you want it to go from your shoulder to the top of your jeans, shoulder down to mid-thigh. Like I said, mine is mid-thigh. I want it to be more like a blanket cardigan for me at the house. Uh-oh. Let's get in here. There we go. Sometimes I do crochet a little bit tighter than what I mean to. Okay, so when you get to the end of your chain, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to go into the back loops only doing a single crochet. So you're going to go right there into that one, and you're just going to single crochet into the back loops only. And what this is going to do is going to cause a really cool ribbing effect. Kind of gives it a little bit more cozy vibes for me. If you don't like the ribbing effect, some people don't like it. They just don't like how it feels on their skin or how it feels, period. So if you do not like the ribbing effect, you're more than welcome to do this with single crochets, no ribbing, if you prefer to do it that way. Some people, they just don't like the way it feels. I personally feel like it makes it feel a little bit more cozy. Some people just don't like the way it feels, though. And make sure you go into that last one, even though it is kind of like down a little bit, make sure you go into that last one. It's easier to find doing this stitch than it is, say, doing just a single crochet all the way across, going underneath both stitches, but it's still there. So when you get to the end, you're just going to chain one again, and you're going to find the top of the V. If you're like, oh, the back stitch, the back loop or whatever, turn your work this way when you see it, and it will be not this front one, but the one sitting on the back here. That's the one you're going to go under. You're not going to be going under both of these. And you're just going to single crochet all the way across. And that is the pattern for the body of this cardigan that we're making. It's making me, I mean, if you've got a lot of time on your hands and you just crochet all the time, which is pretty much what I do if I don't have anything else to do, but I've been packing and working and stuff, and doing my YouTube channel, so it's taken me a little while to get my cardigan going. But it would be a pretty easy build, I would say, within a couple of evenings. I mean, and unless you're incredibly fast, like a vampire or something, you know. But this is definitely an easy pattern. See right there, a lot of people's like, oh, I went into my last stitch. No, you got to make sure you get that one right there. Go in it. And again, you're just going to chain one, turn your work, and single crochet in the back loops only. And this is going to be the last one I do with you guys. I just wanted you to really get a grasp of what that ribbing effect looked like. And like I said, if you've never done a rib and you're not sure if you don't like how it feels, just do your little swatch sample like I'm showing you guys now. Do you 10 chains and then just go into the back of every stitch like I'm doing. And you may not like how it feels. If you don't, then you are more than welcome just to do a single crochet all the way across. It's still going to work up the same. You're still going to do the same measurements. You're going to measure from your shoulder down to, you know, the top of your hip or mid-thigh, wherever you want your cardigan to end at. And then when you're doing this part, you want to measure shoulder to shoulder, and that will tell you how many, it's not going to tell you how many rows, but it's going to tell you how many inches wide, how many inches you need, which will tell you how tall you need this to be as far as rows go. But this is what the ribbing effect is going to do. If you're worried about wanting to count the rows, if you want to do this pattern again, then what I do is I count the ribs. I go 2, 4. I've done 4 rows. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I count them by twos. I just, you know, make sure I go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Who do we appreciate? All that good stuff. So that's how I count them. I count them by twos. It's real easy with the rib stitch to do that way. If you're doing single crochet and you want to keep count of how many rows you do, because you may want to do it again in a different color, I suggest you do get a row counter and keep up with it that way, because single crochets are hard to count when you don't have the ribs. That's one reason why I really like using ribs. It's just really easy to count the rows by twos. So that is the gist. That's what you're going to be doing for the body of the cardigan. You are going to measure from your shoulder down to the top of your hip, mid-thigh, wherever you want it to land. That's going to be how many chains you do. You're going to do the chains, the length that you measure. So if you measure 36 inches, you're going to crochet, you're going to chain 30 up to 36 inches, which could be, depending on what type of yarn you use, that could be 120, 130. I forget what mine was. I'm using a 4 with mine, but I should want to show you guys on a 6 just because yarn is a bit fluffier and easier to see the stitches and where you need it to go in these back loops. So I want you guys to be able to see that real good. And then what you're going to do to get the measurement of how wide you need it to be is you're going to measure from shoulder to shoulder. Okay, so when I get mine done, I will definitely be back to show you how to close up and add the sleeves, and then we'll have a part 3 on how to do the border. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, and I will see you guys next time in my next video.